Hey everybody, Roxbox90 here with day 10 of M15 spoilers, and while we can't top Garrick, Apex Predator, and Court of Calling in the same night, we do have something that's pretty insane. Let's start off with number 1. You recognize this art? Well, I didn't either. This is a huge, badass looking sliver art. And let's see, we've had 5-color Sliver Queen, we've had 5-color Sliver Overlord, we've had 5-color Sliver Legion. I'm actually trying to decide which sliver to make for my next commander deck tech in 5. But then this guy came along. Let's check out the newest 5-color sliver. Sliver Hive Lord. Awesome name. 5 mana for a legendary creature sliver. Great art. All sliver creatures you control are indestructible. 5/5 for 5 that makes all your slivers indestructible. Why didn't they make him a 7/7? Because he's be too powerful. Literally, all their playtesting they've done with him, it would be absurd to have him as a 7/7. The only way to even make him remotely close to fair is to make him a 5/5, which is still, of course, totally fair. 5 for a 5/5 that gives all your slivers indestructible. This is a creature, a tribal group that function based on lots of little guys teaming up. One of the best ways, and functionally only ways to deal with slivers, is to wrath, to remove a whole wave of them from the field. This guy makes that incredibly difficult, nearly impossible in a standard environment, which I don't think he'll be viable unless they somehow support slivers. But an EDH commander, where this guy's going to be huge and casual, a monster hoser, monster card. This is a fantastically designed mythic. Maybe not completely fair, but in terms of epicness, in terms of a 5-color sliver, we've been waiting for this guy. I was hoping they'd do one. They did one. He doesn't disappoint. Then we have the Buy a Box promos, Goblin Rabble Master with new art. I like the art better even because it feels less chaotic, less cluttered rather. Here you have the Goblin Rabble Master leading the crowd, and it's more streamlined visually to me, also more stylized. I like it. I like it a little better than the other art. And then we also have the Gameday promos. We have a door prize. I don't know if they've done that before. I think they have. I just don't remember when. But anybody who plays, as long as they have enough, can get a full art Reclamation Sage, which is one of the most powerful uncommons in M15. So that's awesome. And the art looks pretty cool, even though here it's blurry, but I think it's pretty cool. And then top 8 get Chief Engineer, who may very well end up being something in Modern, which would make him potentially valuable, but more importantly, he's going to be a cool card for EDH Commander, which is where I think he'll shine a lot. So that's all really cool. Then we have the 5 pre-release promos finally revealed. So Siege Dragon has been edited because the original art we were basing it off of, the text here could have read 5 damage. The actuality is that it only does 2 damage to each creature without flying their player controls, which makes it infinitely worse. It's much, much worse bomb. Yes, sure, it's a 5/5 for 7 flying, which is, a big bomb and limited, but it's otherwise, that ability makes it infinitely worse. I'm sorry. And then we have the new art for the Resolute Archangel. I personally prefer the art in the set, but it's a solid card for limited. Arguably the best. I haven't decided fully because we need the full set to decide for pre-releases, but Mercurial Pretender is insane, and I think will be one of the better choices in pre-release promos to get, because it's a clone that you can reuse in limited. That's huge. And then we have Fido Titan. This art's a little more cartoonish. I don't know if I like it so much, but it's still well done. And then last up we have Indulgent Tormentor, which I love the art because not only is he pure demon, he looks like a demon, but I love the shadowing and the design, the artwork makes it very fluid and very, well, half hidden in shadow. And I think he's also going to be a monster limited card. Then we have Boonweaver Giant, who's 7 for a 4/4, which might stink, but you can get from your graveyard, hand, or library an aura card and get it into play attached to him. I think this would be a fine card for EDH commander decks that rely on auras. It gives you reusability. I don't see him being a huge wave in anything else, really. I think EDH commander is the one place he'll be decent in. And then last up we have this Ether Spiral Twister. It's in Japanese, so we don't have the English version, but it's 3 and 2 blue for an instant. For each attacking creature its owner chooses to put on top or bottom of his or her deck. Instant speed. This is really nice for EDH Commander, and I think this may end up replacing, given that the format is shifting more and more towards mid-range in terms of decks being less aggressively supported. At least now we have the Pain Land, so maybe there's a chance they will be. But currently, when you have a lot of decks that are more mid-range, a card that's 5 mana like this is, I think, really nice for the curve, and I think will work very well for control decks and for decks that require this kind of removal. It's a very strong ability also because either it puts their strong stuff at the bottom of the library, which they can't really get at, or it puts on the top of the library, which means their draws are set for the next turns. I think this is potentially even better than some of the other ones we've had that give it right back into their hand or put it into the graveyard. We'll have to see if it actually makes as big a splash as I'm thinking, but in EDH Commander, I think it's a fine equivalent to cards like Evacuation, and I think it will see some good play in a number of formats. So those are all the stuff we have today. I think the coolest thing is the Sliver, but I'd love to hear all your thoughts about all the stuff down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, tap the like button. If you're new to the channel, check in and subscribe. As always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.